Good Packer Nation morning, guys and dolls. It is Friday, finally. Prediction Friday. Let me know who you are, where you're coming at me from. We'll do a little Packer Nation roll call as we get started this Friday morning. I hope your Friday is going fantastic. It's going to be an incredibly exciting weekend. Whole slate of divisional round games. I'm going to talk about my predictions for each and every one of them. I have one very bold prediction. But of course, mostly, it's time to predict this Packers versus Cowboys game. Who's up? Who's in? I see Craig is here. Good to see you, buddy. I hope you're having a good Friday. I'm going to do my prediction, and then we'll bring yours on a little later in the show. Roger Mitchell is here as well. Coach McCarthy on the cusp of yet another coaching record for the Green Bay Packers. Now, after the win against the Giants, 38-13, Coach McCarthy has 9 wins in the playoffs as a Packers head coach. This is tied with Vince Lombardi, tied with Mike Holmgren, some pretty good company. And Coach McCarthy, with a big win over Dallas this Sunday, could be double digits in the playoffs. Pretty sweet. And so congratulations to Coach McCarthy, but let's get that double digits and let's keep going from here. Hashtag run the new table. Tom is here. Maverick is here. Mitchell and Jerry as well. Jerry says good morning to all the Packer backers out there. Robert is here. We've had a few trolls lately. Apparently these other teams, their teams have gone home or something. So we banned off one of them yesterday. It was kind of fun, honestly. Hey, Sam Felton, Guillermo, LB, and Sherry are here. Trent is here. Big congratulations to the Boston wrestling team. I just saw it flashed across Facebook on Trent's Facebook. Looks like Boston beat Wisconsin Dells. Mike is here, John, and John again, or another John. Jennifer says good morning to everybody. Haters gonna hate. That's right, Jerry. They're all gonna hate us, and all the Dallas Cowboys fans are gonna hate us after this weekend. Guys, it's gonna be an exciting weekend of football. This cannot be the Packers season. Just has to continue. It has to. But I've got my bold prediction for the weekend, and that is Houston. Get this. I've got Houston beating New England at Foxborough Saturday, after Tom Brady is vapped up into an alien spaceship and flown to Rigel 6 Friday night. That's my bold prediction. So mark it down. So we will, because this accomplishes a couple of things for us. Number one, it's the only way Houston will ever knock off New England. But number two, we'll never see or hear from Tom Brady again. So that's my bold prediction for the weekend. But no, I think Houston's playing great defense. But I just don't see that one in this particular round, unless, of course, my bold prediction comes true. Pittsburgh versus Kansas City. I'm tempted to go with Pittsburgh in this one, but as you know, if you watch this show, I am dead set on a Super Bowl I rematch. So I'm going with Kansas City. Of course, then we're all going to be watching also Saturday Atlanta and Seattle, and this is going to be an interesting game, I think, but with Atlanta at home, Seattle not playing well away, although they are typically a good playoff team. I'm going to give that one to Atlanta, I guess. See how well I do this weekend, I guess. I don't know. The only one that matters to me, Sherry is here, Bob is here, Robin is here. Wants Aaron versus Brady. Yeah, and a lot of people do. And I love the idea of a Packers-Patriots rematch game, even though Brady wasn't playing, it was Bledsoe. But that would be great, Aaron versus Brady. But I'm 100% on board with the Chiefs. Number one, who the heck wants to see the Patriots again in the Super Bowl, period? If you're not a Patriots fan, it's sick. Just sick of them. So I don't want them, number one. Number two, you look at a Pittsburgh Packers rematch. That would be awesome, too. Roethlisberger getting a second chance at it. But KC is the one. KC hasn't been there in forever. Super Bowl I, Super Bowl 51. That's what I want to see. Am I going to see it? If I was going to say, I would say no, but that is definitely what I want to see. Robin, I said it right. Good. I say a lot of them wrong, I'm sure, because a lot of times it's just flashing across. But Peter is here. Wants Packers and the Steelers. The most important thing, I think we can all agree on this, is the Packers. Who cares about the enemy at that point? Who cares about the opponent? The Packers need to get there. A big step comes Sunday. They can truly show that they are the cream of the NFC crop by beating a Cowboys team that went 13-3 during the regular season, and really they went 13-2. They basically threw the Week 17 matchup by putting scrubs in that game. This is basically the team to beat if you look at their record, and I think the Packers have exactly what it takes to beat them. Our defense has been playing better. We're going to have to find a way to keep these guys out of the end zone at home in Arlington. It's not going to be easy. We got Mindy asking about Jordy. Jordy is still slated to attempt to practice on Saturday. I don't think he's going to go. There is no definitive answer until Saturday. There just isn't. Everybody thinks they know, but the fact of the matter is he's going to go out there. He's going to see what kind of movement he's get, what his pain tolerance is, and they're going to make a decision. And I'm like most people. Number one, if he's not healthy, I'd almost like to try and survive this game without him, even though this is the playoffs, guys. It's win or go home, so you need your best players on the field. However, look at the amount of points we were able to put up against the Giants defense that I think is head and shoulders above the Cowboys. And we played most of that game without Jordy as well. Marty is here from Germany. Good to see you. Guten Tag or Nacht, whatever it is over there right now. Might be opposite of us. I'm trying to remember what the conversion is over there. Win is here. All right, guys, so here's the thing. I think the Packers go out here. I think they go down there and get a win. I think there's some things that are going for the Cowboys. Obviously, they're playing at home. They have a fantastic offensive line. And we had Mike and Mike Spofford, talking about this too, and commenting on the offensive line and saying, but Ezekiel Elliott's a special running back, and I think Ezekiel Elliott is special in several ways, but I don't think he's. You look at the running backs that have gone through Dallas and then gone elsewhere, and they have success at Dallas, and as soon as they go elsewhere with another offensive line, they basically do nothing. So I got to give a lot of credit. You talk about a running back who gets his first contact at about 3 yards average. How can you not be a successful running back and 1,000-yard rusher? You get 3 yards spotted for you on every play. Packers are going to have a struggle, I think, but I think we're up to the task. I think we hold Elliott to right around that 80 to 95 rushing total. If we're ahead, that's fine. If we're not, that's going to be a problem because then they're going to be handling time of possession. We're going to have our chances in this game. I think obviously our strength is offense, but our defense, if we can, the times that we can get Dallas into third and long are going to be absolutely critical for our success. We're going to have to find a way to turn the ball over in those situations, which means the pressure's going to have to at least get in Dak Prescott's face enough to cause him to throw an errant pass or two in this game. We need to keep the interceptions rolling. We need to keep the turnovers rolling, whether they be interceptions or the strip sack, whatever it may be. We've got to have that 1 or 2 turnovers in this game, I think. Those are so critical when you're playing on the opponent's home field. Road Hippie says we've got some guys who can step up and make plays, and I agree. But I think the Packers are ready for this test on defense. It's a better offense, but it's not a huge difference between that offense and the Giants, and we just frankly have been playing better defense. Russell Wilson and Seattle, they had trouble against us, scoring any points. This is the thing the defense has been able to do lately, is other than like the fourth quarter of the Chicago game, we pretty much have done a good job of forcing these, and this has been a big topic of discussion, the difference between a field goal and a touchdown. And our defense has been able to do it, and our offense is scoring touchdowns. Of course, we got to keep that up. Robin thinks our defense is playing well as well. And Trent is mentioning that the Giants had a better defense, and we had played without Jordy Nelson for most of that game. So if our defense can do enough, now here's the deal. Do I think that our defense is going to be able to keep the Cowboys out of the end zone? Here we go. It's Kung Fu Theater time again. For this, you will pay a terrible price. So let my feed catch back up. There we go. It's a little better. I think our defense is up to the task. I think that we're going to have those couple of, there's going to be, I give the Cowboys, I think they're going to get in the end zone from time to time in this game. I don't think we're going to hold them out. I wouldn't be surprised if, these guys, let's say the Cowboys get in the end zone 3 times and kick a field goal for 24 points in this game. They're a much better offense than the Chicago Bears were, and we found a way to give them a bunch of points. Hi, Annette. So it could happen, but again, even 24 points, is that enough, really, to beat the Green Bay Packers? Unless you have a top-notch, an absolute top-tier defense that can get so much pressure on Aaron Rodgers, that can collapse that pocket. You've got to have superstars everywhere, basically. Tyson says no wasted drives in this one. And that's one of the things, we faltered again in the initial outing, in the initial first until basically the middle of the second quarter with Devontae Adams' touchdown. We were stalling out on offense. So we need to get that corrected. So I think a fast start is important. I think on offense we get that this time around. And Steven from Germany as well. That might be a different person from Germany. So there was somebody else, Steven, in the feed just a minute ago. It may have been the same one, but. So on defense, I think they're gonna score points. I don't think that the Packers are going to be able to hold them to 13, like the 10s and the 13s, barely crossing double digits. I don't think that's realistic against the Cowboys. They get Dez Bryant back. These guys are pissed off. Dez Bryant still remembers the no catch. They're still pissing and moaning about it. They were pissing and moaning about it on Mike and Mike, talking about how to make a catch, you have to be an engineer to figure out what it is. The fact of the matter is, anyone who listens to what the rule book says knows that wasn't a catch. Since the time Megatron tried to pull that stunt, Pereira has been completely consistent on making that same call. Now, the reffing this year became inconsistent because they just didn't hold their own with all the criticism that was out there. We've got this one coming down to our D-backs by somebody down there. I disagree. This is going to come down. I've said this all week. This is just like the Giants game. This is going to come down to the play of our defensive line and our linebackers getting pressure on when we need pressure. Lisa says you should live here. Where? I live here. Mike Daniels is going to have a big game. LaTroy Guion, we're going to need him big time. He's starting to get that attitude too. Gunter's going to need it. We had Gunter mentioned, of course we're going to need him, but what we want and what I want to see, like I've said this week, I would love to see when Clay Matthews moves to that inside linebacker spot and get both Perry and Peppers on the field. Julius Peppers knows what it takes to get here. He's been to the big dance before. He's been to the championship game again. He knows how hard it is all year. Dom Capers talked about it again in his press conference this week. All year that they have had this ongoing conversation with Julius Peppers, and they've said, listen, we know you're the kind of guy that wants to play every single down. But we're going to keep you on a pitch count. We're going to try to keep you fresh for the playoffs. Julius Peppers wants to play, but understands. He's a smart guy. That's what Dom Capers said, and we know. This is the time for Julius Peppers to come in, and he's turned it on in the last few games because we've needed it earlier than the Packers hoped. So the defense, I think, goes out there. I think we hold them from time to time. I think Aaron Rodgers and company don't turn the ball over, I think we can do enough on defense. But I don't see us holding them out of the end zone for the entire game. On offense, and we've got ha-ha with a pick being called. And our defense, I think we get 1 or 2, I'm hoping, in this game. Either an interception and a strip sack. But hey, stack them on. As many as we can get, that's fine with me. On offense, we're going to need to go out and be effective running the ball. This Cowboys team is extremely active. They are a great tackling team. They are fundamentally sound, and they are very, very active and fast. They swarm the football. We're going to need to have a little bit of success in the running game. However, like I said yesterday, I would love to just go out and go no huddle on the initial offensive series. If we could mix up the pass and at least keep them honest about the run game, this game can open up very fast for us. I think we need a fast start. I think we get it in this game. We all understand how important it is. I think that first series is going to be a little bit easier for us because we have some of those plays are going to be scripted. We'll have less concern. There will be less impact of the crowd in that initial series. And hopefully from then on, we can keep the crowd quiet. Mason Crosby-Bailey duel here. 2 fantastic field goal kickers. They can both kick from 50 plus. Patrick Delaney. We got a troll? But yeah, I think the Packers get it done. Here's the score that I think. I think exactly what I said. I don't expect our defense to keep the Cowboys out of the end zone. I give the Cowboys 24 in this one. And I give the Packers 35. I think we win 35-24. It's on the board. I think we get enough of a running game going early, and I don't know if it's going to be Kristen. I don't know what combination it's going to be. I've said I hope we can spread it around. If we have, if Aaron Rodgers has 20 to 30 yards and Kristen Michael has 40 yards and Ty Montgomery has 40 yards, we know this is going to be a great offensive game for us because it's going to open up the pass. I mean, everything's going to be there. So what's your picks for this game? Tom has 38-24 Packers win. Moving on. Let me know what your score is. Ray has a little lower scoring affair, 26-21. Packers, baby. All right. Let me see. I may not be at the bottom, actually. I got to get back to where it's live. There we go. Gene says 28-24 Pack wins. Andrea says 27-24 Packers. JB agrees with me. Thomas says 31-27. That would be, that would be a nail biter, wouldn't it? Corey's got 27-24 Packers in this one as well. Sherry's got 38-21. Packers win it, kind of going away there. A little bit like my score. Wade's got 21-20. Sean's got 28-24. Giselle says 31-28, another close one. Andrew 35-21. Jose 38-21. So I think what we're seeing is what we've seen for the last, basically since we started running the initial table that we needed to run, and that is that this Packers offense has gotten to where it really is clicking. It needs to be, and it should have been. All year, it just took a little while to get there. We had the personnel, we just weren't quite getting it done. Peter's got 38-34, Nelson's got 35-33, and Vince has 42-27. I'd love to see the Packers drop a 40-burger on these guys. I would love for this to be another just huge statement game that nobody gave us the credit that was due. They thought, that the Cowboys were, head and shoulders above us. And we had mentioned yesterday, the comment that the Cowboys playoff inexperience will come and bite them in the butt. And they're not completely inexperienced in the playoffs. Witten's been there, of course, but for the most part. The other thing that I'm looking for is, this Cowboys team, they've been practicing for a while, but they haven't played a game. These starters haven't played a game for a long time. They're going to be fresh. They're going to be healthy. That's one thing that if you listen to TJ Lang in the locker room, it's just not the case for the Packers. I mean, even if you're healthy, quote unquote, everybody's dinged up. However, the Packers are in a rhythm, and the Cowboys are not. How important is keeping that rhythm going? This is the first time really this season that the Packers have been able to have kind of a normal weekly schedule. We had so many goofy things. We had early bye. We had Thursday night games. We had Sunday night games. We did get the Week 17 matchup got flexed. But for the most part, we've been able to finally get on a regular schedule. And that's going to help us out. Gene says, wouldn't be surprised to see Romo. I think that would be very interesting. Andy says 35-21 Packers. Can Dak flip the switch and come into the playoffs against Rodgers? Can they come into the playoffs? I think they're going to play fine. I think they're going to play fine ball. I do think, that not being in a rhythm might hurt them early, if they get off a little. And this is why the Cowboys are going to want to try and stuff the ball down our defense's throats. If they get Zeke going early and often, this game is going to be trouble, folks. This game is going to be trouble. Every defensive coordinator, every game walks out on the field, and what they want to do first is stop the run. I know this, but it's absolutely crucial in this game. The Cowboys love to force teams to play from behind. Now, if there's a team in the league that can play from behind, it's the Green Bay Packers right now, or maybe the Falcons. But I trust us. But we do not want to get into that situation. We were there once before, in a season game where we were down, 31 to whatever, and came back out and won it in the second half a couple years back. Yeah, and Bryce is making the comment, the thing about Elliott and Prescott is, they played in big colleges. The crowd isn't going to, this is a home game, guys. That's not going to be as big of an issue. In fact, it's been argued, that it's just, bottom line, their inexperience is going to be the difference. I completely disagree. I don't think it's going to really make much of a difference at all. I think the fact that they haven't done anything but practice for a while might hurt them more so than playoff inexperience. It's a football game. Everybody talks about how it's different. It's a different dynamic. Well, yeah, sure it is, because if you lose, you're done. But it's the same football game that you played before, and that's exactly what the coaching staff is teaching these guys and telling them. Johnny says, look, bro, we got this, man. 27-17 all day, Packers. Hey, I'm liking it, man. I'm with you. I'd like to see us score. Honestly, if I'm going to be honest right now, okay? If we don't score 30-plus on the Dallas Cowboys defense after what we did to the Giants, I know the Giants game was at Lambeau, but if we don't score 30-plus on this team, I don't know that I'm going to be 100% happy, because all I want to do is win. I understand. That's the most important thing. But just thumbs up if you want to do a little bit more than just beat this team. You want to beat them down. It's not, this is one of the classic rivalries of the NFL. Cowboys, Packers, are you kidding me? The most famous game ever played in NFL football history, the Ice Bowl. And then you've got the recent playoff history. The Dez Bryant no catch. And then you've got the fact that they came to Lambeau and whooped us. So we've got revenge on our minds. Add to that, remember the Brett Favre era, we would continually travel to Dallas at the time, and we could not beat them down there. Man, I want to do more than just win this game. All I care, that's obviously priority one. I just want to win it. But I know you're like me. In the back of your mind, you want to do a little bit more than win. I think a beatdown is in order. I think we need to show that these guys, the darlings of the NFL, because we have these two rookies that have been playing so well. Well, guess what? We have a few rookies, and we've had them for years, undrafted on our team, that have been Pro Bowl players. And not a word mentioned. Not a word mentioned that one of the reasons our defense struggles because we lost Sam Shields this year, who was a Pro Bowler. Maurice says Cowboys won't have a chance against the Pack. And thank you, Susan. Yes, Green Bay is America's team. We were America's team before the Cowboys even came into existence, guys. And you know, let's see here. Yeah, right here. Let's just do this. Hopefully I can do it without pulling my microphone out. If you haven't gotten Wayne Larravee's book, I recommend it. It's gonna be mirrored for you on your screen, but it's called If These Walls Could Talk. I've talked about it several times on the show, and this is where I got this notion is from Wayne Larravee. Now here's the story. Wayne was a Packer fan since he was like 7 years old. I think I read it a long time ago. So you'll have to, Wayne, forgive me. But growing up in like New York or out east, and the reason he was a Packers fan was because the Packers were America's team. Long before the Cowboys. And then he worked in Chicago for so many years. And he got the opportunity to go to Green Bay, and he basically went to Green Bay because he wanted to be with this team. Like, he just wanted to cover his favorite team. So he got a bigger town and a bunch of people that loved him, and he came, and he's been the voice of the Packers ever since. So the book is If These Walls Could Talk. Go pick it up. Order one for a friend. They're not expensive. You know, $20, $17. And that's right. So it's time to prove it, because one team is going home, and that team just needs to be the Dallas Cowboys right now. That team needs to go home. They had a good run. They made the mistake. They pulled all their starters. They rested everybody. They made that mistake. And then they ran into the Green Bay Packers. I got the Packers 35-24. If you didn't get a chance to put your prediction up, go ahead and do that. I'll try and read a few more. Hashtag run the new table. Packers have a date with destiny. This is a big-time historic matchup, and I think the Packers get it done. Andrew says 35-21 Packers. Very close. Very similar to mine. 31-28 says LB. Andres, I'm saying that one wrong. 28-24. Joe says 35-24. Dave has 42-28. Jay's got 31-27. Packers over the Cowboys. Sean's got his girlfriend's pick up here. 31-24 Pack. Way to go, Sean's girlfriend. Ravalma. 31-something. Couldn't see it. Eric says 33-30 Pack in a close one again. Now, guys, this one, like I said, this one could come down to a field goal. If it comes down to a field goal, basically last team possessing the ball, I think, wins this one. Both of these teams have kickers that can just unload. I mean, they can launch that ball. Keith says 38-12. I would love to see the Packers continue this streak of holding teams to low teens. That would be fantastic. I would love to see that. You see that against a team like the Cowboys, that would really make a statement. Now, I've got them scoring 24 in this game. Tricia says 31-14. So again, I would love to see that. Ron says 34-28 Pack. Craig's got 45-27 Packers. Somebody, again, with the Packers dropping a 40 burger. I wouldn't mind that a bit. Gary's got Dak throwing 2 to 3 interceptions with a bold prediction. Susan says we can Hail Mary. Yeah, that's true. You know, the Packers have shown that really, you know, we may not need to go to a field goal. We may just have Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers can throw the ball. He can punt the ball with his right arm. It's crazy. John says 21-17 Packers. Virginia says 32-27 Pack. Ravalma says they won't be within 10 points of us. That's good. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. That's what I've got. I think this Packers offense is one of the best offenses that we've seen in a very, very, very long time. I mean, remember, the Falcons got all the credit for the good offense early in the season because Aaron Rodgers was a little bit off. At the initial meeting, we had wide receivers dropping balls. We got to catch that ball out there. We did more to lose the game against the Cowboys than the Cowboys did to win it. Our defense wasn't playing well, and our offense just sputtered in that game. Matthew says 20-9 Packers. A lower scoring affair. Elizabeth's got 27-21 Packers, and Amanda's got 34-31. Call my tailgate burger the 40 burger. Actually, we did that. We did I think we did a cheese humor post about Aaron Rodgers. It was maybe a couple years back, and we wrote a humor post because the Packers were just running roughshod on everybody. It was 2 years ago when we averaged 30 points a game. And we had a restaurant. It's satire. So we had this restaurant in Green Bay rolling out a Aaron Rodgers 40 burger. So yep, good one. But we rolled that one out. It'll probably circle back around again. All right, we got a bold prediction up here. I got to give Nick a little credit right now. He has 52-10. And there's no smiley face, Nick. So I think Nick got his game face on, and I think he says we're going to drop a 50 burger. Cody's got 31-17. Packers, obviously. Is it Gian Caprio? Says Cowboys are going down. Hope I'm saying that right. So yeah, folks, it's finally Friday. Give me a heart. Let's just have some goodwill hearts for it being Friday. The weekend is here. This is a big weekend with football again tomorrow already. Tomorrow we get to watch the games. We don't have to be concerned or nervous as much. And then Sunday, we get to see this big showdown and hopefully see these Packers do what we all believe they can do. Run the new table and beat the Dallas Cowboys and move on. Divisional round will soon be behind us, and the Packers hopefully will be moving forward. Well, I hope you guys have a great day, an awesome Friday. It's a little bit grim out there looking, but that's all right. We got Packer football coming up. We got a divisional round of playoff games starting tomorrow, and the weekend is here. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe. Have a great weekend, and hopefully once again we can have this end in another amazing Packers victory and a chance to move on and do the thing that we have struggled to do in the recent past and get back to where this team deserves to be and bring that Lombardi trophy back home would be a fantastic way to end what has been an absolutely epic season. It hasn't been perfect. It hasn't always been dominant, obviously, but this is a Packers team that looks like a team of destiny right now. Jared is here. I always got to give Jared a shout out when he gets on. How you doing, buddy? I hope you are well. When you get back to the States, look me up. But yeah, this is a team, and again, we talked about this several weeks ago when this team showed that the offense was starting to click and the defense was starting to improve. We talked about this, just what a story the 2016 season could be. Jared just got off work. All right. Rest well or whatever you're on to. And hopefully, Jared, another big Packer win for you. Jared from Reedsburg, so he's a Wisconsin boy as well. I don't know. I don't think I kept my accent. Sometimes I can talk the way I'm supposed to, but not always. I don't always talk like that because I've been down here for a long time, All right, folks, well, have a great weekend. Michael says, win it for Jordy. Hey, I bet we could get a thumbs up or a heart or two for that one. Let's do this one for Jordy. Let's let Jordy rest. Let's show Aaron Rodgers is going to take this team. Let's get a running game going, and let's just force this one down their throats. Let's get that 30-plus and put the pressure on them. Let's get this, force them to throw the ball, put the ball in the hands of Dak Prescott. We'll get those interceptions when the pressure gets to Dak. We know this. Julius Peppers with a strip sack. Clay Matthews with a strip sack. Ha-ha Clinton Dix with 2 picks in this game. Let's get this thing done, guys. And no, Matthew, we don't know if Jordy's going to play. I just seriously doubt it at this point. Ryan's on. Dallas isn't going to beat Green Bay, so there's no need to answer that question. All right, folks, enjoy the slate of games this weekend. I have New England over Houston, other than my bold prediction coming true, which is Tom Brady getting vapped up into a spaceship. I would love to see Kansas City win out. I think Atlanta wins against Seattle. They're not a good road team, and I think Atlanta has enough weapons to outscore them. And I've got the Packers over the Cowboys. I hope you have a great day. Be safe, have fun, and go Pack. Classic whiff on the finish button once again.